Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Center 22. We're back here on Elm Creek with Grober Games. As you can see, we're in the month of November. We got up early this morning because I was looking at the ag market and it's starting to plummet a little, but we're about like 14.39 per thousand liters, so we're sitting pretty good yet for ag pricing. As you can see, we're up to about 73, a little under $74,000, and we got about 23,000, I think it was, for the sunflower seeds, and then some bonus cash. I can't remember, it was like 2,200, I think it was, something like that. So we did pretty well on that. Yeah, the fast food restaurant. I haven't checked contracts this morning. I don't know if we'll do any right away, just because I think we'll have quite a bit of our own stuff to do. That one kind of intrigues me, though, just picking up that one and having Tuttle work at it while we work on other stuff. Field 32. Okay, so that's actually right in the backyard. So maybe we'll call them up and let them know we'll take care of that field work for them too, and let Tuttle run the tractor for a while. But we got to get these eggs sold right away this morning. People are gonna be wanting them for breakfast right away. So let's actually back up here. We'll slowly back. There we go. That's better. We already gave almost $9,000 out of the eggs we sold. I actually didn't even look to see how many we had in total, but we have quite a bit of eggs on the trailer today, so get started off with seeing how much money we're making from us stockpiling all these eggs throughout the from last year. Wow, we're up to almost $120,000. That is nuts. Actually, I want to look at something quick. I thought I had a collectible sense tingling, but it doesn't look like there's anything behind the gas station here. I was hoping there'd be something. I know we're so close to finishing a bunch of those, and I don't know. I honestly don't know if we'll get a bonus for finishing that or what, because I haven't looked at any videos or anything like that to see where they're all at, or even what happens if you get 10 of the cattle or 10 of the pigs or whatever. I just know there's like 2 of them where we're still waiting on one more yet. But for today's goal is we got weeds to kill, we got fertilizer to spread, we got tillage to do, rock picking to do, and we also got some oilseed radishes that we're going to be sowing yet this summer for this fall. That's not a bad deal. What is that? Is that a forge? Oh no, it's a manure spread. It can be a manure spreader? Okay. That's interesting. I wonder if... No, it's not a mod. Interesting. But we don't really need that either, so I'm happy with our 2 little gravity wagons right now, so I think before we get started, let's go into the app here. We'll get our stone picker rented, and we'll get one of these. We'll lease that for $2,600. And then we need this carrel. Trying to decide if we should get the same one we used to have. Or we could just get an old 10-foot disc, and that would do the same thing. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just get the little we'll get the 24-foot disc, maybe. Let's see how much big. $510. 700. So $200 more for the extra meter and a half. It was a meter and a half, right? Oh, a little under meter and a half. Yeah, we'll just get let's use an older disc, because we don't need anything too overly fancy. So, oh, and that's what else I was gonna do. Hopefully that contract's still there. Field 38. I think we'll just stick with field 32. If we decide to do more, we'll grab another contract here, but Gives us a chance to test out this 47 case here. I've never driven a tractor. I shouldn't say with this much power. I have never driven a tickling tractor, so it's always a little bit jarring for me hopping into one of these things on here and trying to drive it. Especially since I'm still using a controller yet. I got my steering wheel pretty much ready to go. It's just that with all the issues I had with my key bounds getting reset, I haven't set up my heavy equipment panel just because I'm always afraid that if all those keys get reset after I bound them to where I want them to be, I'm gonna be really upset when I have to go back and reset all that. So that's kind of why I've been holding off on that. But we'll at least get the outside pass here, and then we'll give Tuttle a call, and we'll let him take over. This shouldn't take us too long. Drop the cruise control down here a little bit. There we go. But yeah, we're gonna have a busy November, which is something unusual compared to last year. The contract system is starting to work a little bit more like it should again. I still once in a while see a few issues going on, but we're gonna keep the better contracts mod on probably till the end of this series just because of that little mishap with the other mod. And I don't think it should affect anything too drastically, but I'm trying not to take advantage of it yet either, just so that I don't just like keep flipping through keep resetting the contracts till I get like all the $10,000 or $20,000 easy money contracts here. That kind of would kill this series, I feel like, especially for as far as we are, because I feel like I don't know what episode this will be. I feel like we're getting close to the 70 episodes already, and it's taken us quite a while to get where we're at compared to my No Man's Land one. But granted, our No Man's Land one, we have a lot more funding and options there to make money a little bit I shouldn't say easier. But we also are playing on the normal economy versus the hard. And I don't know, I just feel there's something a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, I really like my No Man's Land series, but it just feels a little bit more rewarding here on this series just because it's taken us quite a bit of time to get everything that we need together. And when we get it, I don't know, it just feels more satisfying. But the thing that I'm really enjoying about my No Man's Land one is just the fact that I'm playing with a lot of equipment mods that are more related to stuff that my folks still somewhat use and stuff I grew up helping other farmers out using or running or just working with, so to speak. Trying to decide if I should do 2 passes or 1 around the field. I think Tuttle should be fine with 1. He doesn't really have issues running tillage equipment. It just seems like every time I try to get him to run the fertilizer spreader and stuff like that, he seems to stumble a little. I'm sure he'll be pretty excited to run a piece of equipment this big. I know I would at that younger age. But I think we'll jump into the time lapse here. Like I said, the goal today is we're gonna get fertilizer spreading done. We're gonna get the 2 fields all worked up, and then we're gonna go out there. Oop, get over a little more. We're gonna get our 2 fields worked up and get out there with the rock picker and get all the stones picked up. Like I said, I know it doesn't affect anything, but it just bugs me. It's just one of my little pet peeve things, or whatever you want to call it. But we're gonna jump into the time, and after we get that done, we'll put oilseed radish down, and I think that'll help us keep our environmental score up, which is my ultimate goal with that idea right now. But we're gonna jump into the time lapse here, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
looking up at a tree, I remember how it started. I was lost in a dream when the fire in my heart said an open rose. I've already found sunlight, the feeling grows, and anything sounds alright. I'm breaking loose, living in the moment in my own balloon.
Alright, everyone, I think this is where we're going to wrap up today's episode. I'm going to finish rock picking that last field. One thing I did not realize, and I should have checked this sooner, but I didn't, is that we can't plant oilseed radish in November. I thought we could. I thought November was the last month we could get it in, but apparently grass is the only thing we can plant in November and get in yet, which is kind of odd to me. So our good intentions are going punished, unfortunately. So my hopes for getting some free natural fertilizer in and something to help hold the soil in over winter are not exactly going to be happening, which is very unfortunate for us. I will tell you, I do not miss rock picking at all. With this already being our second load hauling in, I'm pretty sure I'll have one more full load after this one. But you know what? Once we get these fields cleaned up, we're done unfortunately, till the next field. But over the winter, I think next time we come back, we'll see when it's time to plant sunflowers again. Sorghum is still going up too. I think I'm gonna still hold off. I'm hoping that it keeps. We'll see what happens next month. I'm hoping it keeps going up the way it does, because we're inching ever so closely to being able to afford a brand new harvester for next season. So that's some exciting news for us, and we might be able to pick up some other stuff too, because I'm thinking about if we get enough money middle of next season to obviously afford our new harvester, I'm thinking about starting a new business adventure. I'm thinking about getting in the oil business. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get into the oil business. Maybe I'll set up in one of our own production facilities on our property and start doing something extra. But I think I have oil on my mind right now, but we'll have to get there first and see what else pops up, because I'm not planning on buying. So right now, my tentative plan is that we're not going to buy the harvester right away. We're going to hold off until our first crop actually needs it, just in case we would happen to get lucky and find get a good find out there that someone's selling used equipment, whether it be from Chuck at his sale lot or rather an auction over the winter again. But like I said, we'll wrap up today's episode. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please subscribe so you can stay up to date to the latest series. Above all else, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. And most of all, thanks for watching.